Important clarification, right, is in this game that we're playing, right? Because what's going to happen is that they're going to stop you. They're going to find it whatever they find or not find, right? Then it's going to become a game of did they do the correct thing?
Yeah.
And that game is going to be settled. It's a long ride away. You're going to get arraigned. You're going to get arrested at what's called a suppression hearing. At that suppression hearing is a done-away aspect of it determine did they follow the rules? Did they violate your rights or did they not violate your rights?
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking about high crime area. We've been talking about erratic movement because these are all factors that contribute to a founded suspicion.
Yeah.
They are not one or the other don't get you there. It is a combination of all these things that can get you there. So if you, for example, if you're in a high crime area, I think let's be more specific. Let's say, for example, you're like, you know, those kind of like deserted, like in like construction places in
industry
Brooklyn,
places,
LIC. Like with like there's like heavy equipment, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in that area, that's I guess known for commercial burglaries because these buildings got nice shit in there.
Yeah.
And you're standing outside of that area, and you are being I can't pronounce that shit. Fugitive?
Furtive movement?
Furtive.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I got speech impediment all day. And you're being furtive, right? Meaning you're looking around. You are being characteristically what we describe as a lookout.
Yeah.
So now, boom, we're in an area that we get burglarized a lot. You are looking like you are cops. Oh shit, cops. Shit, like. That can get you to a level 2, but it is the combination of those things that get you there. When you start to see the singularity, then they're nothing, but they're like the colors of a painting.
Yeah.
Like that's how the cop paints the story that they're gonna need to paint.
Yeah.
And they already know this before every stop, and like the reality of it is the justifications come after.
Exactly.
And so like you can't. That's a battle you're never gonna win. You know, just standing on a corner is you know, you lose because afterwards a cop can make one of the stops. The first stop that I testified to in the Floyd case, I was going to school in St. John's. I was coming back from school. I was walking down the street, dropped my girlfriend off at a job at a daycare. I was walking back up to the room I rented. Right, I'm walking up. I think it was like 169th or some shit like that. I don't know, it's a while ago. And a police officer is coming down in a little scooter. Right, and we make eye contact. Now, we make eye contact. I look him in his eyes, like, and I'm watching him, and like he's just like breaking his neck, turning by me, and I'm like, all right. And I keep walking, get to the corner. He busts a U-turn, come back up on the side of me, gets out, you know, and it's like, where you going? What are you doing? Da da da, all that shit. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna. What's that word?
Rehash it, relive it.
There you go. Yeah. I relive it every day, but I'm not gonna rehash it. And so after the process goes, I get a disorderly conduct ticket, whatever. The process.
Damn, how you came up with that?
Because one of those catch-alls, you know.
Hey, what was his justification? What did he say you did allegedly?
No, there was no justification. It's because I mean, like the best way I could just tell you what happened. He pulls up, he gets out the car, he comes to me, he goes, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" I said, "What?" He's like, "Let me see your ID." I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, it looks like you have a gun on you." Now, at this point in time, this isn't my first rodeo, and I've had violent experiences with the police, right? So whenever a police officer says, and this is one of these other catch-alls, right, it looks like you have a gun on you, right? I immediately put my hands up and I take a step back, and he comes and he pats me down, right? And then I said, well, now that you got my information, let me get yours. And I had a notebook on me because I was fucking in school, and I started writing his information, the car's information, and at which time backup came. He goes, now you're getting the full treatment. Get against the wall. And he puts me up against the wall, searches me, takes everything out of my pocket, throws it on the thing, has me sit there, runs my name, is like, what's your address? I'm like, you want the address that I'm living at here? You want my mailing address? She goes, mailing address. So I tell him, this street and this avenue in Manhattan. He's like, you can't live there. You can't live on 3rd Street and 4th Avenue. You can't. It doesn't work that. And I had and then he says, "Tell me again," and I tell him again. He goes, "You keep lying to me, and I'm going to charge you." I'm like, and I had to break it down for him. Avenues go like this, streets go like this. You can live on an avenue between streets, and then. You know, like, I don't know, he's from Long Island or some shit. It's my guess. Because how do you not know that?
You not know that.
Right?
Somebody from New York City. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then he proceeds to write me a ticket for disorderly conduct after that interaction. The ticket was to justify the stop. It was the post hoc reaction to him being, you know, RoboCop or whatever the fuck.
So I know exactly what you're saying, but break down post hoc for the audience. Like, what does that mean? What
After everything is done, after, you know, he's back in his station, he's writing up his reports, he's now justifying his actions through his legal
retroactively.
Yes, retroactively. And maybe I'm using post hoc wrong.
No, you're using post. I don't really know. Post hoc is one of the words I don't use a lot. So I think
I've heard other lawyers say it
correctly, but it's not really. The words not important. Is what do you like? What are they doing?
Right.
Yes,
so
I think
they're
what
justifying their actions after the fact. And then so I proceed to I fight that disorderly conduct case. I remember I was in Queensboro court, right? And I'm in front of a judge, a black judge, and he's like, they're offering me an ACD, and I'm not taking it. And my justification was like, I didn't do nothing wrong but walk. And the ACD means if I don't get arrested again in 6 months, like I have any control over that, then this will be dismissed. I'm like, no, that's setting me up for failure. And so when I denied it, the judge got so mad at me and said, "Hey, you're disrespectful to a cop, and this, and that, and I'm gonna make sure all this shit." The case got dismissed. I wasn't budging. If I was gonna fucking do 15 days or whatever the fuck he was gonna sentence me to, he threatened to sentence me to, then I was gonna do it. But I wasn't gonna do what they wanted me to do. The case got dismissed. I joined the CCR. We start suing the city, and then we get the paperwork. And this goes to further from me. I know it's a long way to get there. But
I'm following, baby. We're gonna try to keep you on time.
On the police report, what he wrote, the justification for making contact with me, is when I'm walking up 196th Street, he sees I'm gonna stand up, a 3-foot long bulge on the right side of my body, like a 3-foot. This is what he wrote, 3 feet long. Now, not true. Well, like that's how absolutely ridiculous these furtive movements are. And then when I was walking by, I was trying to hide the bulge. First of all, when he first searched me right here. He didn't go for the 3. Also, like, you know, this was like the early 2000s, but it wasn't like baggy pants. Like it wasn't like it was just a completely ridiculous justification that he did after the fact, that he had written me a ticket and then he made this stop to look for whatever the fuck he was looking for, drugs, guns, or whatever, or just he didn't like that I made eye contact with him.
And I think it was very important for the audience to understand is that the reason why these rules are in place is because cops ain't supposed to be just shaking the place up, right? Like, we are supposed to be able to live
free society,
freely, have a good day, go see some bitches, go see some side bitch. What the fuck we doing? We out here doing suspicious shit. Right. We're supposed to be able to do that shit freely, right? And if a cop is going to interrupt your day, there's supposed to be a reason. There's supposed to be a basis. Because if there isn't, we get into a code of personality. Like, we get into well, what is the temperament of this cop? He's gonna be either a fuck your day up cop or not fuck your day up cop.
All kind of cops are fuck your day up.
Exactly.
They're not making contact with you for no other reason. This is what I tell my clients all the time. Like when they were like, "Oh, this cop was looking out for me," I'm like, "No, they weren't. Like if they were looking out for you, we wouldn't be having this conversation behind bars, right? Like if they were looking out for you, you'd be on your way." The idea that like a police job isn't to arrest and investigate and then produce this evidence to the district attorney's office so that they can prosecute you is like we're lying to ourselves. Like this is why I say like all police interactions in this world, in this landscape that has been created by, you know, whoever, whatever, right? It is in through that lens. There is no consensual stop. This is a power dynamic problem. This is all of those things. and losing the